I hope all of you are doing good. Let's start today's chapter, angles. An angle. The magnitude of the rotation of a ray with a fixed point from one position to another position in a plane is called an angle. The common endpoint is called the vertex of the angle. The rays forming the angle are called its arms of sides. Okay. So this is the common endpoint. So this is vertex and these are the arms BA and BC. So in the above figure, an angle has been formed by the rays BA and BC. So B is the vertex of the angle and BA and BC are its two arms or sides. An angle is denoted by the symbol. This is the symbol of angle. Okay. To name an angle, we name any point on one ray, then the vertex and then any point on the other ray. In the above figure, rays OA and OB form an angle at O. We name them as follows. Angle AOB, you can write it as angle AOB or BOA, angle BOA, right? So vertex is always mentioned in the middle, okay? VO is the vertex, so it is always mentioned in the middle. Number 2, we may name an angle with its vertex name. Thus, the above angle can be expressed as angle O, right? Third, we may put one of the numbers 1, 2, 3 or an alphabet from X, Y, Z to express an angle, okay? Next, interior and exterior of an angle. Consider the given figure. The shaded portion is called the exterior. See, this figure is the exterior of angle AOB and shaded portion in pink lines is called the interior of the angle AOB. P and Q are points in the, see, you can see in the interior of the angle AOB. Okay, P and Q are the interior points. R and S, these are the exterior points of the angle AOB, right? A, O, B, this A, O and B are points on the angle AOB. All the points on the angle and in its interior constitute the angular region. The points A, O, P, Q and B lie in the angular region. Okay. Next, measuring angles. We measure angles in degrees. A complete turnaround of point measures 360 degrees. We measure angles with the help of an instrument called protractor. Protractor. The diagram of a protractor is shown on the right. See, this is the diagram of protractor. It has a shape of semicircle. Semicircle means half of the circle. As you can see, this looks like the half of the circle. Okay. A protractor has two scales, inner and outer. One scale begins with 0 on the right and then runs to 180 degree on the left. The other scale begins with 0 degree on the left and runs to 180 degree on the right. The line segment joining 0 degree and 180 degree is called the base line of the protractor. The midpoint of the base line is called the center of the protractor. Okay. Now, to measure a given angle with a protractor. Now, we will learn how to measure an angle with the help of protractor. Let us suppose that we need to measure an angle AOB. See this AOB method. We place the protractor in such a way that its central point lies on the vertex O, as you can see here in this picture, and its horizontal arm along OB, right? Now, note the mark on the rim of the protractor through which arm OA passes. Taking the scale whose 0 degree lies on OB, we find that OA passes through 63 degree mark. So, the measure of angle AOB is what? 63 degree. If measure of two angles are same, they are called congruent angles. Remember this term, okay? Now, kinds of angles. Number 1, right angle. An angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called a right angle. In the figure, angle AOB is equals to 90 degree, okay? So, angle AOB is a right angle. So, we denote an angle of 90 degree by this symbol, okay? This is the symbol of 90 degree. Number 2, acute angle. An angle whose measure is between 0 degree and 90 degrees is called an acute angle. In the figure, angle AOB is 55 degree. So, it is an acute angle. Number 3, obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is between 90 degree and 180 degree is called an obtuse angle. In the figure, angle AOB is 110 degree. So, angle AOB is what? It's an obtuse angle. Number 4, straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 is called a straight angle. One straight angle is equals to two right angles. Remember that. Okay, means 180 degree is equals to 90 degree plus 90 degree. The arms of straight angles are opposite rays. So angle AOB, this angle is 180 degree and hence it is a straight angle. Okay. Now pairs of related angles. Number 1, complementary angles. Two angles, the sum of whose measure is 90 degree are called complementary angles. Consider the figure. Angle AOB is equals to 90 degree. As you can see, AOD is 50 degree, BOD is 40 degree. So angle AOD and BOD are complementary angles. Similarly, 30 degree and 60 degree are complementary because sum of these two angles is 90 degree, right? Number 2, supplementary angles. If the sum of measure of two angles is 180 degree, the angles are called supplementary angles. Each angle is called the supplement of each other. Okay. If you see this angle AOD and angle DOB, both are supplement to each other. Okay, because 120 plus 60 is equals to 180, right? The figure in the previous page which was given, angle AOD was 120 degree and angle BOD is 60 degree. AOD plus BOD is equals to 120 plus 60 is equals to 180 degree. So angle AOD and BOD are supplementary angles. Similarly, 1800 degree are supplementary angles because sum of these angles is 180, right? Number 3, adjacent angles. Two angles having a common vertex and a common arm such that the other arms of the angles are on the opposite side of the common arm are known as adjacent angles. Okay. Look at this figure, angle AOB, angle BOC. These are the adjacent angles as they have a common vertex O and OB is their common arm, right? 4, vertically opposite angles. If two lines AB and CD, like these are the two lines AB and CD, okay, these two lines intersect at a point O. This is point O. Then we get 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here the angles which are not adjacent make vertically opposite angles like angle AOD, AOD and BOC. This is C, right? Form one pair of vertically opposite angles, and angle AOC and angle BOD form the second pair of vertically opposite angles. Okay. So to construct an angle congruent to a given angle. Okay. So example, draw an angle congruent to angle AOB given in figure. Method, with O as center and with a convenient radius, draw an arc cutting OA at P and OB at Q. Number 2, draw ray XY. 3, with center X, draw an arc with the same radius as above, cutting XY at M. 4, now with center M and with a radius equal to PQ, draw an arc cutting MN at R. Join XR and extend it to Z. Then angle ZXY is congruent to angle AOB. Okay. Exercise 20.1. Write the name of the following angles. Okay. First you will measure these angles and then you will write the name of angles. Okay. As you can see, this angle is less than 90 degrees. This is acute angle. Okay. This is right angle. Okay. And this is obtuse angle. Why? Because this is more than 90 degree. Okay, students. Now you will do remaining question of this exercise.